What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about Canadians' honest opinions on Tim Hortons. Now, as an American, I grew up having never heard of Tim Hortons, no clue what it was. But then in the last couple months, I've done some videos, I've done my research. I learned about the history of Tim Hortons, how it's so popular in Canada. I learned about the menu items, the amazing offerings at Tim Hortons, the coffee, all that stuff. And I thought, okay, that's it. I've learned all I need to know. Tim Hortons sounds like a great place, an amazing Canadian cultural touchstone. And I thought that was the end of it. But it has come to my attention that the Tim Hortons that I know, the Tim Hortons of the past, may not reflect the present day Tim Hortons experience, which has led me today to this Reddit discussion, where a lot of Canadians are answering the question, what are your honest thoughts on Tim Hortons? I'm hoping to hear a lot of positivity in regards to the Tim Hortons. I do not want my entire worldview of Tim Hortons to be shattered today, but if it is, that's okay too, because I don't like to live my life in Tim Hortons denial either. But honestly, I am really interested in this because sometimes I learn things about Canada on YouTube from videos that are a bit old. And this is up-to-date stuff. What do Canadians think about Timmy's now, present day? That sounds very interesting to me. Let's see what the people have to say. It died. Oh no, it died in the 2000s with eliminating in-house baking. They eliminated in-house baking 20 years ago? Where was the update? No one told me. Actually, I mean, Tim Hortons doesn't exist in the United States, so at the end of the day, this doesn't affect me. It just affects, my overall impression on Tim Hortons, which I have to say, from everything I've learned, has been extraordinarily positive. So let's keep going. They eliminated in-house baking? Well, that's funny, because in America, it's like, there's no expectation of that, believe me. I don't know what you compare Timmy's to here, like Dunkin' Donuts. I ain't banking on the fact that any American establishment coffee house is making fresh in-house baking. That's like, never heard of such a thing. So, but the fact that Tim Hortons did do this for most of its history and then stopped, that's kind of sad, isn't it? That's a little disappointing. And expanding the menu, reducing the quality. Oh, the soup is below Campbell's soup quality. My God, the soup is below Campbell's soup. I don't eat soup very much, let alone canned soup from the grocery store, but I would have expected Tim Hortons soup to be better than the stuff in a can. Man, okay, that's just one person's opinion. Let's keep going. They used to have delicious soups in the 90s. Agreed, I loved the soup deal. Beef and barley was my jam, a peach drink, biscuit, double chocolate donut. That does sound delicious. That's the Tim Hortons I know. Man. Nice. 1997 called. They want their drive-thru order back. Okay. I'm experiencing like secondhand Canadian Tim Hortons nostalgia here somehow. Soup deal, beef and barley, peach drink. All right, what else do we got here? Garbage. Oh, strong words. Tim Hortons. Garbage. 20 years ago, when they focused on coffee and donuts, it was fine. Has Tim Hortons gotten too big for its britches, you might say? Do Canadians say that? Has Tim Hortons gotten too big for its coffee cup? So they used to be like a very like classic, strict coffee and donuts place, and they were great at that. I still think, like, I even know about the double-double. Like, don't people still, go to Tim Hortons for the double-double? Coffee's coffee. Like, now I'm really curious. about what like a Tim Hortons coffee tastes like today. Because I'm pretty sure it's still an extremely popular coffee place in Canada, despite what I'm hearing here on this discussion. But garbage, goodness. They used to be better 20 years ago. I don't know. Is that true? Definitely hot garbage. Not even garbage. It's hot garbage. At least it's hot. Who wants cold garbage? Hot garbage probably does taste better. Trying to find the positivity here. Hot garbage made by grossly overworked, underpaid people. This can be said of most fast food, but Tim's is one of the worst. That's true. Definitely true in the United States, too. If we're talking about wages, good luck trying to survive, honestly, especially if you have a family, working minimum wage jobs in America at the fast food places. But that now we're just getting off into a whole other tangent, but that is important to note, honestly. You want people to be able to make a living wage working at Timmy's. That'd be nice. If someone has a box of their donuts and offers me one, I'll eat it. Otherwise, I never go there. That's my attitude towards a lot of things in life as well. I'm not getting that. But if you stuff it in my face, okay, I might take a bite of it. So far, exactly. So some people don't hate Tim Hortons now. It's just like, okay, if they bring it to the office, cool, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get it. I haven't heard a comment that is positive yet. That is a bit alarming to me, I have to say. Can't stand it. Garbage food, bad employer, poor workers have to put up with a ton of stuff. Gross. Man. I mean, wouldn't that change from Tim Hortons to Tim Hortons based on like who the manager is? Sometimes even at fast food places, you can have a cool manager and it can change your whole experience even if the job itself is not very pleasant. I don't know. I feel like that might just vary depending on who's in charge. It was pretty good before Burger King bought the company. I heard about that. God, I forgot about that. Tim Hortons was purchased by like some big corporate global conglomerate, if that makes any sense, right? And that kind of changed some things? Is that the point where Tim Hortons started to go downhill? Is that too strong of words? Has Tim Hortons gone downhill? I mean, I've read like 6 or 7 of the comments here, and they're bad. Or do most people just like, stop in Tim Hortons, get a coffee, it's fine, go about your day, and you don't think about it too much? I feel like that's how most people live their lives in like America, go into McDonald's. Although I would expect Tim Hortons to be a whole lot better than McDonald's, if I'm making that comparison. I don't know. I have a lot of questions. Burger King never bought the company. They merged. They're both owned by a Toronto-based company, owned by a Brazilian conglomerate. That's what it was. It was a Brazilian company or something. Okay. What else do we have here? Once upon a time, they used to be a donut shop. This is the second time we're alluding to the fact that Tim Hortons has just expanded their menu too much. I saw a whole video on the Tim Hortons menu. It impressed me, honestly, but I was surprised to see that Tim Hortons has expanded to like breakfast sandwiches, they had muffins. They had a lot of stuff, honestly. Soups. I didn't know about the chili yeah. I guess I never thought about the fact that while developing all that extra stuff in the menu is nice, it might take away from the quality of some of the classic products they're kind of known for. Has that happened? They used to be a donut shop. Should they just go back to being a coffee and donuts place? Would that be better? What is this? I had an uncle who worked there in the 70s. We would drive to his town to visit. He surprised us with a fresh-baked box of Tim Hortons donuts. What do we have here? Memories of what was once a donut shop. Man. Timbits are the last good thing on the menu. Thank goodness, man. Thank goodness. If all else fails in this world, at least we still live in a Canada where Timbits are a good option on the Tim Hortons menu. That is something I was concerned about. because I've seen the Timbits. I've heard about the Timbits. It sounds very fun. Nothing quite like that in American coffee places. Like bite-sized donuts. Apparently they're very fresh and come in a fun box. I like it. I like that a lot. I don't know. I still love their donuts a lot. Thank you. Thank you, Nellian, if that's your name. Thank you. Someone here willing to stand up to the rabble and say, hey, those donuts, those rings of dough, are not too bad, honestly. But I feel like they might be like me. I'm not very picky. You know, a donut's a donut. I'd be the guy standing there being like, I don't know. I think they're all right. They're good enough for me. Maybe I'm too passive on the subject. I like their apple fritters. Okay. The apple fritters are a sad reminder of what they used to be. Remember blueberry fritters? They were pretty great. Oh man, we can't even reminisce for a moment about the apple fritters. Immediately it's like, huh, yeah, those are good. But remember when everything was good? Man, so far, I'd say this is 99% critical of Tim Hortons so far. I feel like I was just expecting that somehow with the way that the discussion was worded. The question, what's your honest opinion on Tim Hortons? When you set up the question like that, it doesn't sound positive to me. So I had a feeling this was not going to be good. They're reliably mediocre. Wow, what a what a diss. Reliably mediocre. Man, that is that's just cruel. So they've got that going for them, which is nice. This is a fair assessment. People are so hard on Tim's, but they're dependably meh. Dependably meh. This is sad, man. Like, there's a lot of people here who are happy, like, to be saying, hey, I think they're dependably... The Tim Hortons stuff is dependably okay, dependably mediocre, so that's good. And from my point of view, hearing this for the first time, it's like, no, this isn't good. What do you... Dependably okay? This is not good. I go there a lot because I have a sugar problem, and the apple fritters are good. Huh. I'm hearing that the apple fritters are still pretty good. There are some things that are still good at Tim Hortons. That's good. Garbage... Everyone using this word garbage. Does the coffee have to be compared to straight up garbage? Is it that bad? I don't know. Garbage coffee. McDonald's took their supply years ago and have the best coffee? I mean, I've had McDonald's coffee. I don't think I'd describe it as the best coffee. Like best fast food coffee? I don't know. I don't get fast food coffee too often. But I don't feel like McDonald's is particularly wonderful, delightful. There needs to be someone doing like a taste test of all the fast food coffees. That video has to exist somewhere. Tim's food is terrible. All right. Has a lot more to do than the supply. Oh, we're getting into the supply chains now. We're so upset about the Tim's coffee. Man. Okay, I like their bagels. Hey. And the ridiculous amount of cream cheese they serve with them. Nice, nice. Hash browns and cookies are pretty good when fresh. Coffee can range from meh to disgusting. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. I thought maybe the coffee was going to be the last saving grace of Tim Hortons, but most people are saying some of the food, like the bagels, the apple fritters, the cookies, if they're fresh, are good. But I am consistently hearing that the coffee is garbage or meh. Anywhere from meh to garbage. So that's strong wording. What do we have here? What else do we have? I want to hear more comments on the Tim Hortons. Honestly, could be better. Good God, did the quality go down? When did this happen? So it's obvious to me the Tim Hortons quality has gone down. I don't think I can deny that anymore. I'm not going to try to deny it. Sounds like most people are saying that. When did this happen? Was it when that buyout occurred, or is it slowly just happened as time has gone by? Ironically, I feel like when the icing stuck to the top of the paper was when Tim's was at its peak. There you go. That's the moment. That moment, that sweet, sweet moment in time where the icing stuck to the top of the paper. That's tip top prime Tim Hortons. Is that like a donut? Like, are they on paper? The icing stick to the paper. I'd be kind of annoyed. I'd be like, I want that on the donut, and it's sticking to the paper. I'd be angry. Also, the coffee tastes like dog water. Dog water. Garbage and dog water, like genuine water, with the smallest amount of coffee. Unfortunately, McDonald's coffee is better. There you go. Not the first time I've heard that here. It's been 2 decades since they stopped baking everything on the premise in larger locations. That's when the quality tanked. So that was a pivotal moment, huh? Like 2 decades ago, when Tim Hortons, for some reason, decided to stop baking everything fresh. What a strange choice. I mean, that just seems very selfish, like completely and utterly. The only reason to do that would be for profit margins, like to have more pre-made, pre-cooked options, food options that can just be shipped straight to the Tim Hortons and heated up in a microwave or an oven or whatever. Not making it fresh when that's what you're known for. Changing that is obviously going to result in, I don't know, backlash, and I think deservedly so, quite honestly. If they're gonna not bake everything fresh, you better lower your price because you're serving an inferior product. I don't know. Kind of delving into the business side of it here. Maybe Tim Hortons got to hire me for for their corporate development. Head of fresh baking. Um, that's when the quality tanked, and it also seems like people said it tanked when they were taken over by the Brazilian company. The food is kind of bland. The coffee is the right color. Oh, that's not a good sign. It's the right color. At least it's got that. And the selection and quality of baked goods has been slowly decreasing over the years. They need to knock it off with the experimental burger and pizza options. That's kind of funny to me that Tim Hortons is like, I feel like every fast food place or whatever has gone through that phase of like the experimental, like McDonald's pizza and stuff. I think Taco Bell has a taco pizza that's actually pretty popular in the United States. Tim Hortons pizza, probably not necessary. There are 3 to 4 Tims in my town. I can't get a sour cream glazed Timbit at any of them. Oh man, Tim's. Gotta focus on your bread and butter, the stuff that made you popular. You gotta make sure those Timbits are all up to spunk. Come on. I have a weakness for the toasted coconut. All right, one guy out here who's happy with the Tim Hortons as long as they got the toasted coconut. And a lot of other people want it too. Man, overrated, unappealing. Don't understand why they're always busy. I guess people are lazy. Well, I'm actually glad this person commented this, because it gives me a little insight into how popular is Tim Hortons now. Because I'm hearing so much criticism of it in this discussion, it's got me thinking, is anyone out there still going? It sounds like it's probably so popular, there's so many Tims everywhere in Canada, that it's still very convenient. And, let's be honest, these are like internet comments on Reddit. This is probably the most critical comments are gonna get. I mean, I would assume. So I think most people on average would fall between, like, is the coffee okay? Is it meh? Or is it garbage? Most people are like, the coffee's good enough. It's fine. Like, I just want to wake up in the morning and have a coffee. I pass by Tim Hortons. I'm just going to go there. Maybe get a Timbit. I feel like most people probably fall into that category where they don't feel too strongly against or for Tim Hortons. They're just like, gets the job done. What else do we have here? What else? Horrible. I'll get a bagel and cream cheese in a significant pinch. But otherwise, no. Won't step foot in Tim Hortons. Iced caps are the best. Do they make good iced caps? That sounds like a really popular Starbucks option here in the United States. Everyone's getting the iced cappuccinos. It's almost like a milkshake, a coffee milkshake. Hard to mess that up, isn't it? Hard to mess up like a coffee milkshake. So those are probably good at Tim Hortons, huh? It's adequate. Couldn't have said it better myself. I feel like this is the prevailing school of thought. In Tim Hortons land now, it's adequate. It's not what it used to be. It's not uneatable. It's not inedible, undrinkable. It's adequate. Caffeinated, hot, cheap. All right. Okay, I'm old. I've been going to Tim's since I was a child. There were photos of Tim in every restaurant. Has that gone away? I went to Tim's with my parents when Tim was alive. It was always mediocre. Okay, not what I expected. The only thing that's changed is it doesn't taste like cigarettes anymore. I don't know what you're all saying Tim's tasted good at any point. It's always been adequate, nothing more. Man, damn, Timmy's is getting roasted, LOL. That is exactly what I've been thinking. Timmy's is getting absolutely roasted in this thread, this discussion. Sad when a Canadian institution becomes mediocre. That's how I'm feeling right now. I feel a bit of sadness for Tim Hortons, because coming from my point of view, it's a bit unique. I only learned about Tim Hortons, like, I don't know, earlier last year. That's the timeline of Tim Hortons existing to me. And I've been learning about it and hearing about it randomly. And it's always like kind of fun and nice and like, oh, that seems like a cool place. And it's really, really Canadian. It's a Canadian institution. That's how I would have described it. But if it's becoming mediocre, being forced to confront that fact is a little sad for me. Man, they have an eclectic menu. They will serve any kind of food, as long as it tastes bad. Oh my God. All right, I think I get it. I think that'll about do it, won't it? What are your honest thoughts on Tim Hortons? Not good. Not good. Not in this discussion. Very, very interesting topic for me to hear about. I really enjoyed hearing a modern opinion. Right now, current events, opinions on Tim Hortons and what it's like today, which I think is very important, to live in the now. And unfortunately, the now for Tim Hortons is not a good world to be living in, unfortunately, but it appears to be getting the job done for most people, and that's about where it's settled for me. So, Tim Hortons will always hold a special little place in my heart, like I think many Canadians, but a little sad to learn about that the quality's gone down and they've overstepped their reach on the menu items, and it's also really interesting to hear about from like a business standpoint, I gotta say. So, on the whole, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed learning about this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.